We're looking at the setup for experiment 10 on interference and diffraction. There are a few main components. We have an optical bench, diode laser. There's a holder here, also mounted on the bench with slides. Actually, this particular slide has a single slit diffraction pattern in it. We also have slides for multiple slit diffraction patterns and diffraction grading. Also a small ruler here. So anyway, there's a slide holder and single slit patterns there. You're going to take data in this experiment using the webcam, and at the end of the optical bench you'll see there's a screen. It has this funny blue and green pattern on it, and I've got the laser turned on. You can also see perhaps here a little bit, if I keep my arm out of the way, there's a diffraction pattern coming from that slit, and the single slit pattern, or the slide, has a number of different patterns in it, and they're all labeled. But you need to carefully align the position of that slide. You can slide it left or right in its holder. Just gently push on it, and you'll see that the diffraction pattern at the end can look better or worse depending on how well aligned you have that slit with the laser beam. Do watch out for reflection of the laser beam off of the slide, and you don't want to basically look at that. So the way you're taking data in this experiment, again, is using the webcam. If you go to your desktop, you'll see there's an icon, Logitech webcam software, down at the bottom here. Let's open that up. And you used this all semester, or you've used it several times so far. Usually just take pictures of the apparatus, but here we're actually going to use it to look at the intensity patterns. Let's click on Quick Capture, and this will show us a view of the screen, and here now you should be able to see much more clearly the interference pattern. And if you look at the laser, it's held on this adjustable mount. You might be able to see that there's a couple of knobs. There's one here and one here. And let's say I start adjusting this knob down here, and let's see what happens as I turn it. You can see the diffraction pattern shifts left or right on the screen. That was the lower knob. So that's a precision adjustment for steering the laser beam. And you can also adjust the other knob. Here I'm doing it, turning this knob here just a little bit up and down. You can see what that does is that moves the diffraction pattern up or down. Now, I've already adjusted things so that this blue scale is more or less vertical, and that I've got the diffraction pattern pretty well centered over the pattern. I've also changed the zoom on the camera. That's adjustable over here on the side by clicking on this negative or positive little magnifying glass there. But adjusted the zoom so that you can see these two green bars, and these are things that you'll need, or that actually the software will need for collecting this data and figuring out where everything is. So this blue pattern down here is providing a 1 centimeter scale, and this is basically all ready to go. I've turned off the autofocus down here by unclicking this box, and also we can see that we're running at 720p, which is what we'll need for collecting an image. So basically this is all set up and ready to go. We also could adjust the focus, but I'll leave that to you. So this looks pretty good, and this would be an example of one of the single slit patterns. Another part of the experiment, you'll look at patterns produced by multiple slits, and you'll also, in the last part, look at patterns produced by this diffraction grading, which is, you'll see it's quite a bit different looking than the single or multi-slit patterns. For that, you won't be using the webcam. You'll take the webcam off its post and move this multi-slit pattern all the way down very close to the edge of the screen, and then just use a ruler to measure the diffraction spots. So that's a simpler exercise, or simpler part of the lab than the first two parts. So anyway, this is just a quick look at it. Fairly straightforward setup. The software for collecting the data and analyzing it should work quite well for you, and give you a very clear look at what these patterns actually look like. So good luck with the lab.